Right, DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya joins us for more on this story. Tapas, we've just given a broad outline to the viewers as to how services were affected yesterday because of the outage. You let us know more as to have those services disrupted by the outage now recovered and restored.
Yes, absolutely, Preeti. So by yesterday evening, late evening, the situation was brought under control. Most of the emergency services that were affected were back online. Services in airport also was working perfectly well. IT sector was hard hit. Yesterday we saw Gurugram, which is considered the IT hub of Delhi NCR. That came down, and most of the companies gave off its employees. We saw that that also come to normalize. Almost 200 Indigo flights were cancelled. Indigo was the hardest hit, and when the whole situation came unfolded. So, but almost 200 flights were cancelled. But by evening, all these services were back to normal. Although we believe that the update that Microsoft have come up with, and also Ministry of Information Technology have came up with the advisory, that also helped. But the update that Microsoft came up with, we believe that it will take some more time for the update to work absolutely perfect. So we will take more. It will take more time, but overall, it was a harrowing time for everybody. Especially some of the private hospitals were majorly affected. Government hospitals were not affected. They have this own system in place, but private hospitals which worked on cloud computing, that were impacted. Flights were impacted, and some of the other technical places were also impacted by the outage yesterday. But by large, by evening, late evening, the things became normal. Pretty.
All right, so the things became normal. But then, Tapas, how do you gauge or evaluate that a malfunction or a glitch at this scale has led to crippling of life, has led to crippling of services across the world?
Right, you see, everything is interlinked. When you talk about cloud computing, India is also moving towards what you call a digital, world where everything is interconnected. So, in that sense, any slight glitch in any system can have a cascading effect overall. So, keeping that in mind, we will in fact say that the impact that we saw yesterday was actually quite minimum. If you compare it with the Western countries, the West European countries, or for that matter, US, UK, you will realize the impact was much less than what it was in those countries. Even broadcast service, news services in UK were impacted. That was not the case here in India. But again, it is important to have a fail-safe measures when you are dealing with such a scenario. And one believes that Microsoft and other countries, other companies who are working on cloud computing on a war footing, because the future is cloud computing. Slowly, everyone will be moving towards cloud computing. So it is imperative that you have a fail-safe measures, not just to make sure that these kind of untoward incidents doesn't take place, but also if there is any cyber attack or any cyber threat, that can also be neutralized. So all these keeping in mind, Ministry of Information Technology is keeping a close eye on all these updates. They came out with their advisory, and we believe that it's going to it will be it will go on, and we will have more such advisory coming in.
All right, Tapas, we'll leave it here. Thank you for joining in with those details.
Much appreciated.